Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So this is the sketch and painting for the first day of the 365 day drawing or painting challenge, whatever you want to do. But yeah, I decided to do it, and then a couple days later I ended up starting. I made this whole list of 100 things I could draw, like if I didn't have inspiration or anything like that. And then kind of decided I wouldn't dedicate all day to it, which was usually my problem. It was like, oh, when am I gonna get to this? Am I gonna have time to get this done? But I just wanted to be able to take off the pressure of drawing every day and thinking I have to make this the most spectacular thing in the world and just have more fun with it. But so far, as of recording this, I think, day 8 or 9 in. I started on the 7th, I think. But yeah, I wanted to do this because I just want to improve overall, like, consistently, because I always find that sometimes I will make progress in the way I draw or the way I paint, and then something will happen that'll deter me later on. Like maybe I'm really busy, or I just get really tired, or really bad anxiety, or anything like that, and then I will just start taking off time, which usually is good. You should always have rest, but I end up taking off more than I should. But this way, at least I can just get something done every day and try new things, because it's a long time to draw. But yeah, this first one, I got this inspiration off of Pinterest of this like large, like open knit kind of coat, and I just thought it was really cool, all the different colors, and so I decided to just draw that. I changed the posing and everything just a little bit, but I kept most of the same colors in the coat. And for the paint, I'm using my Magello Fusion palette with the Daniel Smith colors and the Soho. And I'm also using some Kuretake Gansai Tambi, I hope I'm saying that right, watercolors for like the bright orange and the black. I'm not sure if I used that for the purple or not, but... And I'm also using the Stillman and Birn Zeta sketchbook. And at this point, I think I had like 5 pages into it, and I'm completely done with it now. So there will be a sketchbook tour coming up later this week, or maybe beginning of next week. Depends on whether or not I decide to just over the music with it or do a voiceover again. But yeah, I kind of wanted to try something new with the way I do clothes, because usually when I draw clothes on characters or in sketches, for the most part, like, the outline will be different, but the actual color and like composition of the clothes will be very simple, usually like 1 color, maybe 2. But I kind of want to start branching off of that, because I usually focus so much on the form of the person that it kind of just, I end up taking less time on the clothes, which kind of usually mutes their whole personality or whatever I'm going for. And like their whole style, their personality doesn't exactly come across when they're just dressed in like jeans and a t-shirt, unless that's just the kind of person I decided I wanted them to be. Or like I'll just put a girl in a dress, and that's not usually like what I end up wanting, but I usually kind of just rush at that point. But I kind of just, I want to be able to do more, not even necessarily pretty, just more like different kinds of things instead of just the same thing over and over again, which I usually end up having a problem with. I will end up getting very comfortable with a certain style, or just like a certain medium, or a certain, I guess, muse or whatever. Like, if you followed me on Instagram or have followed me before, then you know I usually I draw girls, and usually portraits, and I want to work on perspective. I want to work on doing more kids, doing more different kinds of species, doing more males. I've tried, usually when I do males, they end up very feminine looking, so I'm trying to work on that. And then usually when I do kids, they end up looking some kind of evil. But, yeah. At this point, I was just... This is what took me the longest, was because I would have to paint in some spots and then wait for all of that to dry. And then move on to the next couple of sections, wait for that to dry. Blend a little bit if I just felt like it, or overlay it. Okay, so I just went back and looked through my sketchbooks, and apparently I'm actually on day 10 instead of like 7 or 8, so more time has passed than I had thought. But already, like in the very beginning, there ended up being a lot going on, like unforeseen like circumstances, I guess, like family not doing well and going out to go do things, and like after work sometimes I'm just very, very tired and very, very unmotivated. So I was very proud of myself for just being able to do something. Some of them I like more than others so far, and I'm not sure how I feel exactly about the new sketchbook, because I went from the Stillman and Birn Zeta, which is thicker paper and smoother paper, to this more cold press feeling, but also lighter paper, and the Stillman and Birn Alpha. So I'm not sure exactly how I feel about that, but I'll do this whole review. I'm going to try and work with it for maybe another week or two and try different things in it. So far, it's just been inking and a watercolor and a couple of sketches. I will say though, I will say though that even though the Copics bleed through, they show up and they work really well on this paper. And as long as you have a like at least dark background or something on the other page, I personally haven't seen like that much of a bleed through that will deter like a whole page. And then also maybe like even just painting with acrylic on one side and Copic on the other could take up a lot of that if doing like an entire opaque background. But yeah, I know this video is long. I tried to make it as short as possible. I sped everything up. But even then, it came out to like 14 minutes, and that's because of the drying time and how all these kind of just smaller details and everything went. And I kind of wanted to make the first one just something I was a little uncomfortable with, just to get it started, so I didn't start out already being entirely comfortable with the whole situation. And it worked. It was definitely out of my comfort zone. Sorry. But hopefully I want to improve the way I edit. I know it's a little clunky, and I know my setup's a little weird, but in the next couple of weeks, I hope to make it a little bit better and a little bit less shaky, because in some parts of these videos, these little clips, I am actually holding the camera because I have this little tripod that I use and I record with my phone, but it still just like tips forward, or the angle isn't that great for where I need to paint around, so I end up holding it, and I had to cut a bunch of clips away for that alone. And then I do the very sped up time lapses with the iPad Pro. And another thing that made it end up a little longer was I went in afterwards with smaller details with the big 4-color pen, and then I used some soft pastels that you will see in a couple moments to add more texture to the coat, and a little bit to her hair, I believe, and a white china marker to light up some spots. All in all, though, I am pretty happy with how this turned out. At first, I wasn't very sure about it, but I did end up liking it. And there will also be another video later this week, more of a vlog style update of the first couple of days. I didn't really film that much over the weekend because of work and because we were in the hospital, but I plan to keep kind of vlogging the experience as well as just doing these kind of time-lapse videos. And the more I work with mediums I'm comfortable with, or things I try out, I'll probably be doing reviews on those as well, and the sketchbooks and all that kind of stuff as well. If there is any particular kind of video you would like to see, whether it be speed paint or sketchbook tour or anything like that, just leave a comment in the box down below, and I will try to make those. Because truly, this is all new to me, and this is kind of just a realm of thing I haven't really gotten into before. Sorry. But usually it's just been drawing or painting or photography, so videos aren't really something I've done that much before, except, short Instagram video, stuff like that. But yes, anyways, I am going in with the pastels already and the China marker and just doing those last little details. And, yeah, I'm not sure what to say anymore. This is very long. Let me know what you think. I know I'm still very awkward at voiceovers, and I hope you all have a great day.